Have you ever lost something or someone and felt like your whole world fell apart? Like everything familiar shattered all at once, and suddenly you're standing in the middle of your life, unsure which pieces to pick up first. Yeah, me too. Welcome to Stranded. There is an appointed time for everything. A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to tear down and a time to build. A time to mourn and a time to dance. Right now, this is my time to plant. My time to build. My time to turn the worst of situations into something unexpectedly beautiful. Hey, the grass is actually starting to spread over here. Fantastic. Of course, nothing has spawned on it yet, but, well, hopefully. You know, for as much as I'm impressed at it spreading, it's still got a very, very long ways to go. But I'm not complaining. I mean, it's a miracle that we even found any grass in the first place. So I need to run out and check in with Bob real quick because I learned something, and I admit when I make a mistake. Because I was putting Bob's name on a sign for so long there, and apparently I can give Bob his own name tag. I mean, he is practically Employee of the Month, so yeah, I think he deserves at least that much respect. Alright, I am going to go take a quick nap because, well, I've decided to head out on a little bit of a mission trip. So let me tell you what I'm thinking. So I really want to try to help that grass spread a little bit faster, but the only way to do it is with something that has silk touch. And I don't know how to get a silk touch tool. I mean, we don't have any way to get paper products. We can't get leather. There's no way to make bookshelves for an enchantment setup. I have done so much fishing, but nothing silk touch yet. So I thought maybe we could find an underwater ruined nether portal and maybe get lucky and find a silk touch tool inside of the chest with that. Of course, that means we actually have to find an underwater ruined nether portal, and so far that's proving to be a little bit tricky in itself. There's not good visibility, and I keep having to go jump into the water and take a peek. Ooh, might have a little sidetrack there. But hopefully, if we look long enough, eventually we will find one. I mean, come on, you didn't really think I would go past this iron, did you? I told you I'd make a little sidetrack for it, and sure enough, here we are. Just like that. I continued on my way, searching in every direction for a ruined portal, especially in circles. Honestly, I thought I would trip over quite a few in a short amount of time. Turns out they're not as common as I thought they'd be. I was really struggling to find any. Well, thankfully, I'm stubborn, and eventually my persistence paid off, and I finally found one. Whew, that was a lot of searching. Hopefully, it will be well worth it, and it will end up providing the treasures that we are after. I don't even care what kind of tool it is that has silk touch. I believe any will work, so I will be grateful for any that we might get. Those drowned really need to do a better job of housekeeping. Really very overgrown down here. All right, let's see what... Ooh, we got a really good chance. All right, start with the shovel. Unbreaking. Efficiency, no. Mending. Last chance. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that many tools. Honestly, I've never seen that many tools in one of these chests. And to get that many and not get one with silk touch, I'm not going to lie. It stings a little. Whoops. All right, well, we are definitely going to make the most of this trip, and I'm going to gather up all the netherrack that I can carry, and probably some of the magma blocks as well, because, hey, you know what? It's a dash of color to the island, if nothing else. So I would say it still wasn't a total loss, but it definitely does not help our cause either. But that's all right. We will go ahead and head back to home. Oh my gosh, I'm going the wrong direction again, aren't I? We really need to get some sort of directional markers out here. I finally got my sea legs back on solid ground, so I went ahead and put away all of my golden treasures and began to plot my next move. Now, if I'm being honest, I'm a little bit disappointed in the platform. No wandering traders, no animals have spawned. And yeah, it's disappointing that we didn't get any silk touch tools, which really would have helped our progress in getting that grass to spread. But it's fine. That is not going to stop me. Once again, we are going to take the attitude that we are not just going to sit back and wait for things to happen. Oh, no. We are going to carve our own destiny here. And actually, I just keep working on shaping and reshaping this island. And so I decided I was going to work on expanding it a little bit more. I also started working on adding some gentle hills. But now I kind of realize that it accidentally looks like I built a golf course fairway. So I think it might be time to tear some of it down. Not because it was bad, but because I'm starting to see things taking shape a little bit differently now. I kind of want this area a little bit more level so that we have the ability to build here. And I kind of think that's how this whole thing is going to go anyway. Build a little, step back, break a little, and hopefully rebuild even better. All right, my attitude is that this was not a waste of time. You don't always have to start with perfect plans. Sometimes it just has to start with the willingness to change what you've already done. That is what turns good ideas into great realities. At least that's what Bob told me. Do you watch a lot of movies? I used to, not so much anymore, but I remember a line from one years and years ago. You probably have heard of it. If you build it, they will come. I think that was Field of Dreams, wasn't it? And no, I don't plan to build a baseball diamond. But I did think, you know what? I'm going to follow that same line of thought. I am going to work on building a little temporary animal pen because you know how badly I'm waiting for animals to spawn here. That's why we're doing half of what we're doing. And I thought, well, maybe if I get prepared and I have a little temporary pen built that, I don't know, maybe it will kind of make it happen. Trust me, I know that's not actually how things happen in life, but if nothing else, building it just gives me a little bit of extra hope for the future. Well, I know it's not anything terribly fancy, but at least it's something. So if we do get lucky and we get some animals to spawn, we won't have to panic. I mean, hey, I even divided it into 2 sections because I believe in being overly prepared for things that may never happen. At this point, I feel like we have done everything we possibly can. The grass just needs to spread, and we need to keep hope alive. Now, we're not going to stop there. I still have some pretty big plans in mind. Now, I realize that there is actually a very real chance that we will not get a single animal spawn on our platform, even if it is entirely made up of grass. To be honest, I'm not actually sure if we can get any animal spawns out here in an all-ocean biome. I mean, I have to at least try. That's why I've built a platform. But just in case we don't, we are moving on to Plan B. High above the ocean, we are going to build ourselves a mob spawner. Now, it's not going to be a huge, over-the-top one, which is more than we would ever possibly need. I just want it to be small, but useful enough that we can get some mobs, because I'm hoping that either we will get a chicken jockey so that we can get the chicken and then we will have a chicken friend on our island, or hopefully we can get some zombie villagers that we can cure and then we can start having some villagers around our island. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's actually a lot of other reasons that most people build mob spawners. We can get weapons, we can get different supplies, we can get armor, we can get XP. But honestly, I just want a friend. Whether the chicken or some villagers. And the villagers, not even so much for the trades, it's just I want someone else to interact with. So it's not quite as alone here. No offense, Bob, But, I mean, you do kind of keep telling the same jokes over and over again. So now the building process begins, one simple block at a time. On every block I place rest the hopes I have for finally getting something good to drop, even with all of the bad monsters that comes with a mob spawner like this. Whether it's a chicken being ridden against his will, or a villager who's been infected and waiting for someone to save them from their dismal fate. My hope rests entirely on someone needing to be saved. But it's actually not just them that needs to be saved. It's me too. Because what I'm learning from all of this so far is that all the things that surround us don't really seem to matter quite as much when we don't have someone to share it with. I mean, seriously, think about it. That's kind of how life works, isn't it? I don't think I've ever heard any stories of someone on their deathbed who wished they had worked longer hours, made more money, or accumulated more stuff. At the end of it all, it's pretty much all about the love we gave and the love that we received in return. So, pretty much I'm just looking for someone to love. And now the build is complete, and we just have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully, something good. Alright, things seem to be working pretty well. It does take a few hits with a potato. Ooh. That was some very ominous sounding thunder. I probably should have brought a bed. I didn't exactly plan very well now, did I? Well, I don't think it's going to probably matter too much because I have committed that I am not leaving this platform until I find something or someone to rescue. All right, let's take a quick peek in our goodie chest. All right. It is definitely a start. I'm looking forward to getting some enchanted bows. I think that will definitely come in handy for the underground. I spent literally all night long at that mob grinder, whacking away at those feet, waiting to see something that resembled a chicken or a villager or something, and it just never happened. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's disappointing. I mean, I'm all about hope and, having a positive outlook, but it does get discouraging after a while. So I kind of reached a point where I thought, well, maybe it is just time to give up. And then it happened. Oh, the moment that I have been thinking about all night long. I had a plan. I had this so ready. Oops, and I still messed it up. But I've got it so ready. I know I need to block off the chute so that I don't have too many to clear out of the way, because I do not want an unfortunate accident. And then with my trusty axe, I will pick off the enemies one by one. Oh, leaving only those one day to be friendly little feetsies. We did it. Well, almost. But we're one step closer, and I'm thrilled. Alrighty then. Well, thinking our plan of attack through is one thing, but actually executing the steps is another thing. But I think I got a pretty good plan. I probably don't have the best setup, but I think it's going to work. I'm going to put a boat right here, and then I'm going to let him out, and then he can chase me, and I will lead him right across the boat, which I can run over, and he, hopefully, will get trapped inside. All right, buddy, let's do this. Yes! Just like that! He's so cute! Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, and we just need to close that back up. All right, then I have to very carefully take out that, take out the floor that I put in there. I gotta be really careful because if I make eye contact with a creeper, see? Things could go very, very bad very, very quickly. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. All right, I know I need to close the side up over there, but not gonna lie. I mean, I know we've got one, and that is amazing. But deep down, I know that we need two of them. So I am going to press my luck just a little bit. I mean, we've got everything in place. And I think I'm going to see if we can get lucky and find another one. So, of course, it could never just be anything that happens one right after the other. I had to burn the midnight oil and pay my dues standing here at the mob grinder. But once again, it turns out that persistence did pay off, and I was gifted with yet another soon-to-be friendly set of legs. So it's lather, rinse, repeat. We'll block off the chute. Woo! And then clear out any of the unfriendlies so that we can safely get our future friend out safe and sound. Now, I will be the first to admit that I was a little overprotective of the first fella over here, but no, I just didn't want anything bad to happen to him. And he appreciates it. Right, buddy? See? High five. Yeah, high 10. I just need to open it up a little bit more so that we've got a little bit more working room with this guy. Oh, all right. Oh, gosh. Oh, he's not happy. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Okay, eat. I'm not going to die this way. Not going to happen. Oh, boy, but he's not making this easy. And oh, thank you, ocean. Well, thank goodness for having the ocean as a safety net down there, because that would have been quite an unpleasant landing otherwise. But hey, at least somehow it's mission accomplished. So I guess let's put your hands in the air like you don't care, because we've got 2 villagers and all we have left to get is a witch. So might as well see this all the way through. My goodness gracious, there is a lot of mess to clean up here. Thank goodness we only built a small farm. Well, once again, I figured if we are going to see this all the way through and try to get the witch, then we had better plan accordingly so I can safely store the witch up here without it being a constant threat to our safety and well-being. Not to mention the fact that we are going to want to have it positioned where we want it, because once I've got it in the boat, I don't want to have to move it again. I want it to be a one and done sort of deal. And for those who don't know why I'm trying to get a witch, it is because right now we do not have any access to any sort of potion making ability. And the witch will actually occasionally throw a potion of weakness, which will then infect our villagers and get them on the path to being cured. So one more round of the waiting game. Oh, sometimes I let this build up way too much. That could definitely be a problem. We must be getting some really good loot, though. Hoping to get some good bows. I heard it. I heard the witch. Oh, we did it. We did okay. Follow the plan. Oh my gosh. All right, this is going to be a little scarier than the zombie villagers. The potion those witches throw are nasty. I hate those poisons. All right, let's see. All right, not wanting to follow. All right, come on. You can do it. I don't want to kill him either by giving a little tap. There we go. All right, here we go. Hello. Oh gosh. Oh no! Come on. Please jump down. Please jump down. No! Oh, I think I did it. I think we got it. It wasn't pretty. Ooh, gosh, eat. All right. Okay, we should be safe. I want to cover the top too, though. All right, I think we should run home and get some name tags and an anvil real quick so we can name our little friends up here. I mean, at least the villagers. And yes, I know they probably won't despawn being on the boat, but I am not taking any chances. And I'm making a dramatic exit off of the platform. Woohoo! It's super satisfying. And much more enjoyable when you're not being chased by something trying to kill you. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we actually did it. To be honest, I thought we'd get the chicken. I mean, I certainly knew that the villagers were a great possibility, but for some reason, it's just not the first one that I thought we'd get. Now, it is a great victory, don't get me wrong, but we are far from being out of the woods here because we've got everything in place, but we don't have all the pieces we need. Now, we can work on getting the witch to throw that potion against the villagers. However, it's going to do no good until we get ourselves some golden apples. And we have no way to get apples because we've got no oak trees. We've got no regular oak. We've got no dark oak. We've got nothing. So either we are going to have to hope that we get a wandering trader that will give us some saplings that we need, or we are going to have to find another way to get some apples, and I do have an idea about that. But first, we need to name our friends here. Here, let's see if we can do this without getting poisoned. All right, Tom and Lydia, welcome to the family. I will do my very best to get you healed and living a happier life as soon as I possibly can. All right, I'm going to do one last little tidy up here. And then I think we deserve to finally go home. We have accomplished everything and then some that we set out to do. I'm just so happy at the progress that we've made. I mean, granted, we have not reached the end goal yet, but this was a huge step in the right direction. And speaking of huge steps, I think we will take one last dramatic huge step off the platform. It's faster. One thing that I love is now the thought of going back to the base. It's not just going back to the base. It is truly the thought of going back home. I mean, it's really kind of starting to shape up and look like a little something. It's got a lot of work to do. We got to cozy it up. Oh, are you kidding me? Bob, you did it! Bob stood out there with that piece of wheat this whole time when we've been working on the mob grinder. And he, oh, I don't even care about the phantoms. I don't even care. All right, let's go take a quick nap. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we actually have animals. Oh, you guys have no idea. You have no idea how happy this makes me. I mean, it's like everything is just kind of coming together today. Wow. All right, this is like all that sunshine after a storm. All right, let's see what we've got over here. I definitely saw a black sheep. Oh, and we got little piggies. Oh, and a chicken and an egg. Which came first? Oh my gosh. This is amazing. All right, let's get some pigs in the pen. I am so glad that we got this pen set up ahead of time. That's what I'm talking about. I don't even know if they despawn. I mean, it's such a small area over here. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but all I know is that they will be very well cared for. And look at that. I hired Ollie as my Uber driver so I can get around in fine fashion. Well, I have to have some alternate mode of transportation, don't I? There is an appointed time for everything. A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to tear down and a time to build. A time to mourn and a time to dance. And I would most certainly say that today it was definitely a time to dance. And to plant. Well, and actually we tore stuff down as well. We did a little bit of everything. And we've got a lot more to do. This is only the beginning. I hope you'll come back to see how it all turns out.